This demo showcases the best practices in managing ADDI projects when the source files are stored in Git. I'm going to act as an ADDI administrator, and my goal today is to easily maintain projects and have them be current and accurate for developers to analyze fresh data. For a long time, ADDI has been supporting host-based source control management systems such as Endeavor and Changeman to synchronize source files. Based on customer feedback and their wishes to start using Git to host their mainframe source code, ADDI was enhanced in version 6.0.1 to support the load of source files from local file systems. Let's start with a Git repository called JKE Bank. The first thing to do will be to clone this project locally on the Windows machine that hosts the ADDI installation using this git command. The source files of the JKE Bank repository are now available on the Windows machine. In the AD build client, a project called JKE Bank has previously been created. This project is empty, and I want my project to be populated with the resources I just cloned from Git. In Git, the JKE Bank repository contains some COBOL programs in the COBOL Programs subfolder, as well as a few COBOL copybooks in the COBOL Includes subfolder. ADDI is configured in such a way that the files are synchronized from the local file system. In the AD build project, I will right-click on the project JKE Bank and choose the Synchronize Members menu option. After validating the start of the process, I see that the files are checked against the local file system, where my JKE Bank Git repository has been cloned. After a few seconds, the source code files are populating the different subfolders of the JKE Bank project in the AD build client. Looking at the ZOS COBOL subfolder, I can see that the COBOL programs of the JKE Bank repository are now included. Also, the COBOL copybooks are referenced in the COBOL Include subfolder. Checking for the properties of the JKE CS ADD program, I can see its location on storage, which is where the JKE Bank Git repository was cloned. For the developers to see the analyzed content of JKE Bank in the AD Analyze client, the next step is to start building the JKE Bank project. After the build is complete, we will be able to see the analyzed information in the AD Analyze client. A recent enhancement in ADDI allows for a report to be displayed showing any problems that occurred during the analysis. In this case, I can see that at the end of the build, there were no errors found, there were no unresolved dynamic calls, and there are no missing programs or jobs. Now using the AD Analyze client, I can explore the list of projects available in ADDI. After selecting the JKE Bank project, I'm accessing the COBOL Program Structure Report page. In this report, I can see the information about my programs. Looking at the paragraphs of the JKEM list program, I can see one of the paragraphs of this program is called A300 exit. To make sure my programs are loaded from Git and that changes are accounted for quickly, I will now implement a change in the JKEM list program and see if it is propagated to ADDI. Using Git and its UI, I will make a simple change to the JKEM list program, and while browsing the content of this program, I will rename the A300 exit paragraph to GSE 2022 exit. After committing my changes to the Git repository, I would like to see if this change is reflected in my ADDI project. I will again use a git command to refresh the content of my local Git repository on the Windows machine that hosts ADDI. After running a git pull command, the content of the Git repository is updated, showing a change in the JKEM list program. In the AD build client, I previously used a build action to build the entire project, but this time I will use a make action. The purpose of the make action is to only build what has changed since the previous build. Now I can see that only the JKEM list file is being processed by the make process in the AD build client. Switching now to the AD Analyze client, I would expect to see the implemented changes from a few seconds ago, meaning I should see that a paragraph has been renamed. I can click on the refresh button, and after expanding the paragraphs of the JKEM list program, I can see the paragraph A300 exit is not part of the list anymore, but it is replaced by an entry called GSE 2022 exit. The next test will be to add new modules to the JKE Bank Git repository to see if ADDI can pick them up automatically. In the COBOL Programs subfolder, I will add a new module called JKEFINT by uploading a file from my local storage. After committing my changes to the Git repository, the new program is showing up in the list of COBOL programs in my Git repository. Once again, using a command line interface, I will update the local clone of the JKE Bank repository on the Windows machine when ADDI runs by using a git pull command. I can see the JKEFINT program has been pulled and is now available in my local repository. Using the AD build client, I will again run a synchronize members action for the JKE Bank project. Now I'm seeing a new file, JKEFINT, being added to the project. Expanding the ZOS COBOL subfolder in the AD build client, I can see that the JKEFINT program is now part of the project. The next thing I will do is to run a make action to include the JKEFINT program into the analysis. After a few seconds, the JKEFINT program is successfully processed in the analysis. Going back to the AD Analyze client, I'm refreshing the current report page, and I see that the JKEFINT program is now showing up in the list of programs referenced in the JKE Bank project. This synchronization process also supports deletion of artifacts. In Git, I will delete the JKEFINT program. After committing my change, the JKEFINT program doesn't belong to my JKE Bank repository anymore. By resynchronizing the local clone of the Git repository using a git pull command, I see the file JKEFINT was deleted from my local storage. I now also want to delete this file from the analysis in ADDI. In the AD build client, I will again run a synchronize members action, and I see the JKEFINT program was removed from the project. Going back to the AD Analyze client, I refresh the list of programs that are available in the JKE Bank project, and I can see that the JKEFINT program is not part of this list anymore. This demonstration showed how to synchronize the contents of a Git repository with projects in ADDI with manual actions. The same behavior can be reproduced with command line interface commands available for the AD build client. Automation can be set up to facilitate the management and the lifecycle of the ADDI projects when Git repositories are updated. Thanks for watching.